Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi landed his Interceptor on the planet of Utapau as he sought to finally bring an end to General Grievous. The Jedi prepared his clones for a surprise attack, and after riding a varactyl to the Separatist hangar, Obi-Wan's battle began, dropping down to greet Grievous. Engaging the droid general in a duel, the 212th Attack Battalion emerges to fire at the Droid Army. Whilst Obi-Wan dealt with Grievous, Commander Cody led the forces through Separatist defences, picking up Obi-Wan's falling lightsaber. But then, after returning Obi-Wan's lightsaber, the clone commander received a transmission from Coruscant. The hologram of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, recently revealed to be the secret Sith Lord Darth Sidious, appeared to execute Order 66. The loyalty that Cody had built for Obi-Wan and the Jedi had gone, all brainwashed by the activation of a control chip placed within all clones at birth. With no hesitation, Cody ordered his men to fire at Obi-Wan, just like all the other clones across the galaxy were doing to their respective Jedi. Obi-Wan managed to escape, but the clones the Jedi had trusted were their enemies. But what if Commander Cody had refused to execute Order 66? How would it affect Obi-Wan? As you are going to find out, Cody's refusal will shape the universe. Commander Cody stood in the centre of the intense battle when he received a transmission from the Supreme Chancellor. In his office, on top of the Republic Executive Building, Palpatine used a coded signal to execute Order 66. Across the galaxy, clones turned upon their Jedi generals, but Commander Cody did not. All the hardships he had endured during the war had such an impact that his chip had eroded, and he could resist the orders of the Supreme Chancellor. As the face of Palpatine turned to confusion, then anger, Cody quickly switched off the hologram, evading a certain death. The clone commander continued into the battle, looking for Obi-Wan to tell him the transmission he had just received. Cody found Obi-Wan near one of the chasms of the city, atop his varactyl, and the Jedi ordered Cody to take him to the nearby communications room. The Jedi Master looked for the codes to any surviving Jedi, and at last found Master Yoda. The Grand Master was on his way to convene with Bail Organa, and Obi-Wan asked for the location of Anakin. Yoda looked down gravely in his hologram, sensing that Anakin had been lost to the dark side and Darth Sidious, as Obi-Wan struggled to contain a myriad of emotions. He wanted to save Anakin, but he needed the help of these remaining clones. Entering the battle again, Obi-Wan implored his clone medics to take any injured clones to the medical bays, whilst he dealt with the droids. Obi-Wan furiously cut through the Separatist army, with no time to spare, until the battle fell silent. Running back to his ship, Obi-Wan flew back to his cruiser, and met up with Yoda and Bail Organa. The arrival of Cody in the 212th is a surprise, and the clone decides to find out if any other clones had survived. Cody uses numerous lines of communication, and finally, a battered and tired Rex appeared. Cody asks Rex and Ahsoka to go to Coruscant, as there was still a hope for the Republic, and they were fortunate to be in the Inner Rim. Obi-Wan and Yoda land just before Ahsoka and Rex, and with the help of the 212th, begin to retake the Jedi Templar's speed. As they reach the security station, Obi-Wan is forced to accept the reality that he had lost Anakin, but he could sense him on Coruscant. Yoda urges him to go and find him, whilst he dealt with Sidious. Obi-Wan took a speeder bike to Padme's apartment, feeling the dark side, and saw Padme and Vader on the veranda. Obi-Wan smoothly landed, and found Vader staring at him with hate. Padme steps in between the former Master and Padawan, but Vader barges her out of the way, igniting his blade. On the small docking platform, they duelled furiously, their blue blades illuminating the night sky with each strike. Their fight then moved into the apartment, and they force-pushed objects towards each other, making the room a complete mess. Neither were getting the upper hand, until another speeder bike landed beside Anakin's starfighter. Ahsoka was horrified at the sight of Vader and Obi-Wan dueling, and entered the room. Watching Ahsoka walk in, both combatants paused their duel, and Vader made a mistake in lowering his blade. Obi-Wan took advantage, and slashed Vader's back, against the cries of Padme and Ahsoka, and the Sith apprentice fell to the ground. The Padawan and Senator are furious at Obi-Wan, but do not have time to argue, and Rex arrives to take his general to the medical center close by. With the help of medical droids, they watch as Vader's back begins to heal, however discovered that Yoda had failed to defeat Sidious. Vader's eyes later opened, and they were still burning yellow. Restrained to his bed, he used his power to shake off the bindings, but Cody stunned him with his blaster before more damage could be caused. Whilst the Emperor was alive, Vader was a threat to Padme and her new children, and the witnesses decided to place Anakin in a carbonite freezing chamber in the Jedi Temple. One threat had been averted, but a larger one still remained. That is it for part 1 of what if Commander Cody refused to execute Order 66. If you'd like to see a part 2 soon, please like this video, turn on your notification bell, subscribe to this channel and my other channel What If Films for more what ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.